On this edition of Lexington Now, the Marksbury Family Waypoint Center, Sister Cities celebrates an important anniversary, and Truck-a-Palooza. I'm Neil Noah. Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of May 20th, 2024. The ribbon was cut on the new Marksbury Family Waypoint Center. The center will offer services for families across Lexington's East End. We join Mayor Gorton, Governor Andy Beshear, and other dignitaries for the ceremony.
As we stand here today on the 13th of May, in the midst of National Historic Preservation Month, celebrating the grand opening of our newest Waypoint Center, I'm filled with sincere gratitude between the great partnership between United Way of the Bluegrass, the Marksbury Family Foundation, Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, and all of our community partners, donors, and supporters. This center that we're assembled in front of is more than just a building. It's a symbol of hope, opportunity, and unity. It's a tribute to the legacy of Dr. Zerl Palmer Sr., a trailblazing pharmacist, a civil rights leader who owned and operated the pharmacy in the heart of the East End community, this community. The Marksbury Family Foundation's generous support made this center possible. And it is a demonstration of our commitment to living united as a community, in addressing our most pressing challenges, and to collaborating to create lasting change in our communities. At this center, families and individuals will find a range of services and programs to help them achieve their goals and overcome barriers. Whether it's assistance with financial empowerment, health and wellness, job readiness, or education, we have something for everyone. Our staff and partners are here to listen, to guide, and to empower all of our participants to reach their full potential and get on the pathway that's leading to a thriving life. What makes this center unique is its location and its history. We're in the heart of Lexington's East End community, a vibrant and diverse neighborhood that has faced many challenges, but also brings with it tremendous opportunities. Over the years, we're in a historic and culturally significant building that was once home to Palmer's Pharmacy, the first Rexall pharmacy franchise owned by an African American in the United States. Dr. Palmer's impact extended way beyond the pharmacy and his luncheonette, touching lives and aspects of the community life, from sports to education to healthcare. He was a trailblazer, breaking barriers in business, advocating for civil rights, and for dedicating his life to serving his community. Dr. Palmer was the third African-American pharmacist to practice in Lexington, the first African-American to serve on the University of Kentucky's Board of Trustees. He was a proud HBCU graduate and served his country ably as a soldier in World War II. Dr. Palmer was a true philanthropist, serving on the local branch of the NAACP, the Chamber of Commerce. He was a member of Main Street Baptist Church, not very far away from here, where he conducted a health program, served as a part of the Kentucky Human Rights Commission and the Civic Center Board. He was the first African-American member of the Optimist Club. He chaired the United Negro College Fund here, helped to organize Community Action of Lexington, Fayette County, the Hunter Foundation, and was a member of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the preeminent and oldest fraternity for African-American professional men in the country. He was a bad man. We're proud to honor Dr. Palmer's legacy today by preserving this historic space and continuing his work in empowering communities.
The new Marksbury Family Waypoint Center will serve as a vital community hub in Lexington's East End, providing people with resources to create that better life, resources for education, financial literacy, and so much more. And it will help us build a more welcoming and inclusive community. Because as long as I'm governor, you're going to hear me say every time we need to that diversity will always be an asset, that equity and inclusion are values that we should embrace. And today, Lexington is showing its values and what it's willing to invest in. Today, by acclamation, we are recognizing the Marksbury Family Waypoint Center here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for all your help on this.
Last year, I was here officially to turn over the keys of the historic Palmer Building to the United Way of the Bluegrass. This building is important to all of us. It made history, as you have heard, in the 1960s when it was home to the only pharmacy in town owned by an African American. And Timothy, I really appreciate your historical view so we could understand more about Dr. Cyril Palmer. He was quite a guy. Yes. It made history when the Catholic Action Center operated a day center here, caring for people who were homeless. When the time came to find it a good home, we thought it could once again make history as the Marksbury Family Waypoint Center. And that's why we're here today. After a beautiful restoration, today the United Way is giving the building new life. The tradition of service in this building will continue. The Marksbury Family Waypoint Center at historic Palmer Pharmacy will help people find financial stability, counseling, health screenings, jobs, and referrals for help with basic needs, food, shelter, utilities, and much, much more.
They talked about history. My mom and my grandmother, who died of 102, got their medicine from Dr. Palmer. Now, this is not the only historic building. Even though we're here celebrating, we got another one just a couple of blocks down the road. And our executive director is standing right there, Mr. Kristen Adair from the Lyric. Please put your hands together for him. Why am I saying this? Because it does take a village. So if we got cultural arts down the street, we've got juveniles and young adults and people who are living in food insecurity and the lack of jobs that will be coming in this building. I think we off to a good start.
1, 2, 3, looking good. Cut it when you're ready. There you go. June 6th marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day. One of Lexington's sister cities, Deauville, France, is in Normandy, location of the historic landings on that day. Kay Sargent talks about the commemoration plans.
I'm Kay Sargent, and I'm the Executive Director of the Lexington Sister Cities program for Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington has 4 sister cities. It's an international program. Deauville, France, County Kildare, Ireland, Shinhadaka, Japan, and Newmarket, England. So we have all kinds of programs and exchanges with those particular cities. They're all horse areas, and that's our common bond and why we're twinned with those particular places. On June the 6th, will mark the 80th anniversary of D-Day and the Normandy invasion. And because of our one of our sister cities being located in Deauville, France, which is in Normandy, it was decided that we should honor this event. In addition to honoring the 80th anniversary, we're also remembering 8 soldiers that were killed during the Normandy invasion that had ties or connections to Lexington, and they are buried in the Normandy American Cemetery. So we wanted to do something for those families, and the mayor will be giving them proclamations. So we've been researching the families, and coming up with family members of these soldiers, which has not been an easy task because these were young boys that were killed, and so didn't have children of their own. And so we've been reaching out to nieces and nephews and cousins and things like that. So far we have found 6 families out of the 8, so we're have great hope that we'll find the last 2 also. At the Kentucky Theater, it begins at 5:30. It'll start promptly, so the doors are going to open at 4:30. It's free and open to the public. We welcome anybody and everybody. We've partnering with KET. They will be showing a documentary called In Their Own Words. So that'll be playing at the end of the program. The mayor, of course, will be welcoming everyone and speaking, and Dr. Capilouto will also be there and will be speaking. The Nunn Center is showing some footage of some interviews that they have with some local World War II veterans, so that will be played also. One special thing we're doing is involving the students. We send exchange students every year to all 4 of our sister cities, but the ones that go to Deauville, we have chosen 8 of students either from last year or this year that will, when the proclamations are given out, they will get up and read about each soldier, so we know the people will understand and know a little bit about the soldiers. When our students go over there, they always visit the Normandy American Cemetery, so they know what it is and what it's all about, and that's why we wanted to involve them. Again, it's June 6th, and it begins at 5:30, so everyone is welcome. You don't have to be a veteran. It's open to our community. Our website is lexingtonsistercities.org. Very easy, and there's information on there about our program and about this event.
When we come back, get ready for Truck-a-Palooza.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlet and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, Executive Director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Haydentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Haydentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Haydentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Haydentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Hayden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Haydentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Haydentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. A family favorite, especially for kids, is coming back again this summer. Truck-a-Palooza. Jennifer Myatt tells us about this hands-on event.
I'm Jennifer Myatt with Lexington's Department of Environmental Quality and Public Works. One thing that our department has are a lot of big trucks, and we would love to show them to you, and especially to your kids who stand at the door waiting for the garbage and recycling trucks to come at Truck-a-Palooza. You can join us at Frederick Douglass High School on Saturday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to noon to see all of these big trucks, like the garbage truck behind me, up close and personal. You can get inside of the truck, you can even honk the horn if you want to. So we really encourage people to bring out the whole family to see our trucks at Truck-a-Palooza, and we will have other activities there as well. So you can learn about jobs that are available in our department and other things that the department does to help keep your garbage running and your streets clean. Truck-a-Palooza is free. You don't need to pre-register. You just need to bring yourself, your family, and plenty of sunscreen. We'll have food trucks available on site so that you can buy lunch and snacks. We'll have a sensory hour from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. before the event starts if you or your children are sensitive to loud noises. The trucks will not honk their horns during the sensory hour, so it's a great option for anybody who's sensitive to loud noises or doesn't like that kind of stimulation. Truck-a-Palooza is rain or shine, so bring your raincoats if it's drizzling. If there are storms or other inclement weather that means we have to cancel, we will post updates on our website and on our social media accounts at Live Green Lex. We hope to see you at Truck-a-Palooza on June 8th so that we can show off our trucks to you and you can get inside them and see them up close and personal.
We continue with our look at Mayor Gorton's proposed budget for the coming fiscal year. This week we bring you Part 5.
Lexington's economy is running full steam ahead, fully recovered from the pandemic and breaking records for the number of people employed. Fayette County has seen more than 8% growth in employment since 2020. In 2023, we reached the largest number of people employed in our history. Our overall employment grew by more than 47,000 from 1990 to 2022, and almost 8,400 of those jobs were added between 2020 and 2022. To keep our economy healthy and strong, we've talked for many years about working on economic development as a region. Now we're doing it. Working with Scott and Madison counties, we are establishing an economic development park that will provide jobs and split future tax revenue among our 3 counties. The park will be located in Scott County. Our startup investment of $2.1 million is funded in this budget. Our economic development team works to provide workforce development through jobs programs and training. We are making the Barrier-Free Reentry and Recovery Program, fondly known as Be Free, a permanent part of workforce development after the pilot ends this September. This is a jobs program that takes a comprehensive approach to helping prisoners who are in recovery for substance use disorder who are about to be released from jail. In terms of serving those in our community who most need our help, this budget also includes significant new funding for affordable housing, more help for those who are homeless, and generous resources for extended social resource or ESR grants, which help fund social service agencies throughout our community. Taken together, funding for these areas increasing by $4 million in this budget. It's a testament to the well of compassion that just runs a little deeper in our community. That spirit of compassion is one of the reasons I love Lexington. We will more than double our funding of affordable housing, with $4.79 million set aside for our Affordable Housing Fund. I've included a significant increase in funds to help those who are homeless. This budget almost doubles funding for the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention to $1.4 million. It also includes an allocation to again fund a winter warming shelter. $2 million like this year's Hope Village. Funding for ESR grants has also significantly increased since the program began in 2014. We are funding $4.79 million in these grants. This year, mental health has been included as a priority area for ESR grants. The social service agencies that receive these grants are our partners in meeting the needs of thousands of residents. We also provided additional funding for the Recovery Supportive Living Assistance Program, which serves people struggling with substance use disorder. We will provide $500 to help individuals continue in or enter a recovery facility. This year, just over $256,000 is included.
This week, there's a shorter list of live meetings to tell you about on Lex TV due to the primary election day. But remember, you can always find the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it.